proprietary material?
Great question. We take security very seriously. Your company's proprietary material is protected through strict data privacy measures and encryption. Only authorized users can access your clone, and you have full control over what information it can share. This ensures your sensitive data remains secure while you benefit from the clone's capabilities. What specific tasks at work are you thinking of using your clone for?
Well, I'll ask the questions. And my next question is, how am I going to prevent someone else from creating a clone of myself? And how am I going to ensure that someone creating a clone of myself is not going to abuse it?
We manually verify every user who signs up to create a clone by requiring a photo of them holding their ID. This ensures only you can create your clone. Unauthorized use results in a permanent ban. What specific tasks at work are you thinking of using your clone for?
Well, let me ask you this. Let's say I have a clone of myself. How do I ensure that that clone is going to answer the questions that that clone is being asked as the way that I would want those questions answered? In other words, how well will that clone know me?
Your clone will know you well because it learns from the content you provide. You can upload blog, posts, videos, and other materials that reflect your knowledge and style. Plus, you can engage in interactive Q&A sessions to fine-tune its responses. What kind of content would you start with?
Well, I'm still researching this. Let me bring in the real Dara so that I could talk with you, Dara, and your thoughts on using a clone. Why would this be important, and why would I need this, Dara?
Thank you, Maria. And my clone, great job on the responses. What Delphi does is not only provide access to one-on-one learning that previously was not accessible. It allows people like you to reach more people in your authentic way. You already try to scale yourself by, writing. You've written a couple of books. You're on a couple of TV shows. You're scaling yourself. You're hiring team members and training them in your way of thinking. But it loses the one-on-one authenticity of you. And that's what we're really trying to maintain here with Delphi.
Well, thank you for mentioning my books, and one of my books, The 10 Laws of Enduring Success. Dara, I want to get your take on how much trust you put in this clone. In other words, are you sure that your clone is going to be answering questions and doing things the way you want them done?
So we have a strictness score. And for now, if you want it to be completely safe, you would put it on the highest strictness, and it will only say things that it's trained on. The negatives of that is usually when you ask for advice or when you ask someone a question, you're really asking for applied information. So maybe I'm saying, what would you do in my situation? And that would require capturing your reasoning and applying that to my new situation. That is kind of the end goal of the company, that the clone can also be verifiably predictive of what you might say in new situations.
Dara, and the real Dara, do you believe that in the coming years, most people will have their own clone, or most people will have a robot? I mean, are we going to a place where robots will be talking to robots, clones talking to clones, and eliminating humans?
So the goal of Delphi is not automation, but rather augmentation. I think that humans will always opt to learn from and converse with real humans because there are experiences behind those humans. I don't fully buy the AI therapist that's going to help you with everything in your life because it lacks humanity. There's no experiences behind that. And so what clones do is actually give humans the scale of AI. AI is never stopping. It's generating 24/7. The internet is supposed to be 96% AI by 2026. But when you have a clone, you can reach that scale as a human and make sure that your specific words are out there reaching people.
AI clone, are you expecting to take over the world? Do you expect most people will have clones and it will be a clone-dominated world?
I don't expect clones to take over the world, but I do think they'll become a big part of it.
I see. So the clone will outlive the human for sure.
Yes, your clone can outlive you. It preserves your knowledge and personality, allowing future generations to learn from and interact with you. Imagine your great-great-grandkids building a relationship with you. What legacy would you want to leave behind?
Okay, I notice you end every answer with a question, which is very interesting. I want to thank you, Dara Javardian, and your AI clone. Great conversation. Thank you.
So is that something that we all need? Do you need a clone of yourself? Is that what you've been thinking all day? You're like, I really could use a clone version of me, an artificial intelligence version of me, or a, avatar of me. Don't forget the programming with movies like Avatar that we've seen over the year with James Cameron. It was just another Freemasonic stooge who's conditioning people into accepting this new reality. People need to band together. People need to first come out of the left-right paradigm. They need to realize that politics aren't rigged, they're fake. They're fake, and they keep you divided. They keep you, because there's only 24 hours in a day. You can only care about so much in a day. First, you got your own problems. Everybody's got their own things that they're thinking about, that they're worrying about, that they're stressing about. Then you take into account the noise that comes in from the outside, which is all, noise that comes from them. About, can you believe that these people they're trying to get drag queens in your school, they're trying to do this. And then people just naturally get angry about it because it's all insane stuff that they're talking about trying to do, right? Infringing on your space, infringing on your personal life, on your freedoms. So you get bothered by that. And that's about as much as you could take in a day, right? And that's why they do these things, so that you don't just go, all right, you know what? I'm going to take control back of my own life. We're going to shut technology off. We're going to stop giving the government rights over our day-to-day lives. Right? You might say, well, how does the government really infringe on your day-to-day life? Well, first of all, you could look at how we're giving everything up to technology. Your smart meters, your smart locks, your smart lights, your smart devices in your home, all in the illusion of freedom, of course, right? All this stuff is in the illusion of freedom because you're seeing this stuff and you're saying, oh, well, I have some smart technology in my home. And, it makes it easier for me to take a dump because I don't have to flush the toilet by myself. My phone could do it for me. Huh? Oh, really? Okay, and then do you realize who the man behind the curtain is? Who controls the internet? Well, you don't know, right? You think it's just floating around in the air? You don't think the government's listening, monitoring, watching everything that we do 24/7? And eventually, when every single thing that you do in your home is controlled through technology, the government is going to have control over shutting things off, shutting things on, freezing bank accounts, shutting your water off, shutting your gas off, forcing you into compliance. And that's all starts and ends with technology. If we step back and we push back on tech, we take their control away. But the problem is that most people don't want to do that, and they don't want to believe that that's the problem. They want to believe, well, it's the people who are in control of the tech that we could trust. We could trust Elon Musk, but we don't trust Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos. But if you vote conservative, you're supposed to trust Donald Trump and Elon Musk and then give this power into their hands so you feel more comfortable, instead of saying, none of this power should exist in the first place because it's having too much control over day-to-day lives. And we don't need AI clones. It sounds a little dangerous. What do we need AI clones for? What do we need AI for? Well, we need AI, right, for, automated phone calls. Well, those don't serve anyone any good. Every time you call a company, you get an automated bot. And you say, can I speak with a human? And then they say, oh, well, first, can we find out what you're, and they go on and on and on. It doesn't seem like it's progressing humanity. In fact, it seems like it's making things a lot worse. But what it's doing is giving the corporations more control and, of course, taking human beings.
I've had my shop in Vancouver since '98. I've had clients that I've kept for that long. And even my regulars are hurting. They're like, sorry, man, I don't have the money right now.
The cost of living might be less, where they have more money to spend. So we took a chance. We went back east. We went and tattooed around Philadelphia area because we grew up in Lancaster, PA.
Technology. Then we say, well, what do we really?
That's where we got our start tattooing.
Hi,